What's up? Bam. That was so cringe. I'm sorry.
What's up? Hey,
I'm not a
guys.
millennial. You're a millennial.
I am a millennial.
Are we elder millennials?
No,
Or are we just
I'm
normal?
like smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
I thought I was like right on the cusp between almost being too old to be a millennial, but it turns out I'm right in the middle.
You know what's funny? Is that Cody and I used to make fun of millennials and be like, fucking millennials. And then we found out we were millennials and we are like, oh no.
Yeah, like I'm right smack in the middle. I'm 88, you're 90.
Yeah, we're just right in the middle. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not as bad as we used to rip on, are we?
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know. My old man used to really like get bent out of shape at me going on about you millennials and your participation trophies. And it's like, bro, I was 8. Nobody cared what I thought. That was the prevailing psychology of the time, which was your generation. So, you know, birds.
Birds.
I didn't want to flip off the audience.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I appreciate that. I'm sure they do too.
So anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Cody. This is Val. We are married. If you're new here, all of that stuff still applies. But we're, you know,
Try again.
get it out, baldy.
It's okay.
We're pursuing financial freedom and debt
Slowly.
freedom slowly. It's been a meandering path. There's been just a boatload of lateral moves. But today we're doing a thing that's different than what we normally do. So babe, what's up?
Things.
Yeah.
So we're going to create our debt payoff plan, because currently if we make just our minimum payments plus like an extra $50 a month, we'll be out of debt in 3 years, which is entirely too long.
And if we do absolutely nothing and let it happen by accident, you know, it'll be like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
So first thing we're going to do,
Excellence is no accident.
I guess I should tell you guys, this is the debt payoff planner. I don't think you can really see this because I have this cut off, but it's app.debtpayoffplanner.com. I highly recommend it. I love this app. We've been using it for years. And what we're going to do is we have our debts and stuff listed already and their interest rates and stuff. If I come in here, consumer proposal is 0% interest, minimum monthly payment of $250.
Oh, that's payoff progress. Okay.
Yeah. And then our car loan is at 15.49%. I know, it's awful.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't have good credit but get a vehicle anyway.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now, to be fair, we did need a vehicle because our tiny little car was straight up too small for the car seat.
Yeah, the car seat was touching the passenger seat or the driver's seat, and even if I moved the passenger seat all the way up to the front where my knees were touching the board, the car seat's still touching the back seat. So, which is not safe.
Yeah, and like, for those of you who don't know, if you have a small child in one of those car seats that you can like unclip the thing and carry the seat around, so you're not, you know, taking this tiny little cabbage roll out all the time. You want like an inch roughly of space between the car seat and the back of the seat in front of it. We did not have that. The seat was all the way forward. I was literally driving with the steering wheel between my knees. And my seat like crammed all the way forward to try and make room, and the car seat was still touching.
Anyways, we're not trying to make excuses. It was a bad decision.
We probably could have done different things, but at the same time, we've had the car for 4+ years now. It's an 8-year-old car, and it's been really good to us.
It has. A little bit of history here. We did pay off a couple other debts already.
Yeah.
We've actually paid off over $100,000 in debt, but I don't have that historical data here. And at this point, I feel like we almost don't want to count it because we would pay off a bunch of debt. A lot of it was
revolving debt.
Yeah, we would pay it all off, and then we'd be completely credit card debt free for like 6 to 8 months, and then we would rack it up again.
Yeah, it was the kind of thing where we would...
I mean, some of it was vehicles and stuff, though, that we did legitimately pay off, but I would say like half of that is probably revolving credit card debt.
A lot of it was the type of situation where we would prioritize paying off the credit card over building a savings account, and then we'd get the credit card paid off, we'd have no savings account. You guys are probably seeing some weird shit right now. Oh, well.
Yeah, sorry.
We would prioritize the credit card over the savings account, and then we would get the credit card paid off. We'd have no savings account. I'd wind up like out of work or something catastrophic would happen, so we'd have to keep racking up the credit card again for like groceries and payments. And admittedly, a lot of probably stupid stuff in there that we shouldn't have been doing, but...
There's definitely a spending problem.
Yeah, there's a significant portion of that. Caleb Hammer would be yelling at us real hard.
He'd be telling us, we're not credit card people. We are now. We are now because we pay off the cards in full every month. I went back through all of our statements because I'm on a Caleb Hammer kick right now. I went through all of our statements and I'm like, we've not paid any fees or interest all of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's safe to say we are officially credit card people. We do not spend on the credit cards unless we have the money.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyways.
Yeah, moving on.
So we're going to come down to strategy. And here we've got our minimum payments and our minimum, like our extra. So if you click on that, you can go in here and you can adjust it. Like if you were like, I have an extra $250 a month, it'll tell you, you know, how much your new debt-free date and stuff like that. I'm just doing 50 because Cody and I need to be very conservative with our monthly cash flow numbers. We want to make sure that we're underestimating our income and overestimating our expenses.
Yeah, we don't want to overpromise and under deliver.
But what we can do is we can add in extra one-time fundings. And this would be things like the months where we have an extra paycheck come in, or a quarterly carbon tax rebate, or a
Cody
tax
works
return.
some OT.
Yes, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip over to our calendar here so we can see when our extra pay days are. So we get 3 paychecks in May and 3 paychecks in October. So we're going to put those in here. So we'll say May 2025 extra paycheck. That extra paycheck should be probably $2,900. So I'll say conservatively, let's put in $2,500 in case there's a sick day or something, right?
Okay.
Again, we're trying to underestimate. So if we get more, that's great. And then we'll do another one for October. And now October would normally be $3,300 because
Call 25 again.
Are you sure you don't want to do $3,000?
Call it 25.
28.
Sure.
Okay. Because then that's still a $500 difference, which is about what we underplanned for the next one. Nope. Don't know what we're doing there. It's just...
Yeah, what are we doing in 2139?
like, hopefully not still paying off debt. Okay.
I mean, honestly, by 2139, I don't even want to be alive.
So... we went from whatever it was in 2028 down to May, just with those 2 extra paychecks this year. So that's a good start. We also know that we're going to get our tax refund, but we're not going to count this year's tax refund because that money is already planned towards paying off financed cell phones through our carriers, and financed iPad through a carrier.
Financed watches through a carrier.
I don't count it as debt because it's 0% and it's part of a bill, but I guess technically it is debt. But that's not on here. So
we're paying them back for things we already have.
Yeah.
Basically.
Now the 2026 tax refund, usually we get between about $7,000 and $10,000 back. So I think conservatively it's safe to say $5,000.
Pretty reliably for pretty much my entire career, I've been getting back on average about $8,000 or $9,000. And I don't expect that to really change, especially as we free up money and can start throwing more into like RSPs and stuff that lower our tax liability and increase our return.
Okay, so we'll put that in for March 20th. Usually we get it the end of February or the beginning of March. So $5,000 in March of 2026 brings us down to November of next year.
Ooh,
now,
outstanding.
The question becomes, does Cody think he's going to work? Oh, no, our carbon tax rebates. We can put that in here too. So we got the one in January already. That went to
things.
Just bills. But April carbon tax. That's
well,
$450.
Val's doing that. One thing I will say that we learned the hard way last year, because if you've been following us for a while, you know that I worked a bunch of OT last year. I did like of the 12 months, I did like 6 of them where I did OT, which basically works out to 84 hours of overtime in a month, which is great for the bank account. Kind of sucks for the body and the social life. It is what it is. But we didn't really have a plan for the money, so it just evaporated. We burnt it. So we've already sat down at one of our prior couples planning sessions where we decided what we were going to do with that money. We know roughly what my overtime check is. So we set out the percentages for what we were going to do with it in terms of savings, debt payoff, a little reward to us, because it's a huge sacrifice for Val while I'm gone, because then that's 3 straight weeks of her completely manning the fort without me. And it's a giant pain in the ass for me because work sucks, and not having that week off in the middle of 3 weeks is just, it's a challenge. So we've decided what to do with that, and that is something we would highly recommend that you guys do, is pre-plan what you're going to do with any extra money you get. That way you don't have to make an emotional decision in the moment, because your emotions will almost always screw you over.
Which is also, again, why we redid that budget,
Mm-hmm.
our budget in YNAB a few weeks ago, to keep all of our expenses under $6,000. Because our average monthly income is way above that. Like, if we average it out over a year, it's closer to about $7,200-ish. But again, that's, you know, Cody worked overtime, it's carbon tax rebates, it's tax returns. Like, if we go into YNAB here.
Which, if hopefully the carbon tax goes away at some point, we're obviously going to lose the rebate, because there will be no tax to rebate, I hope.
Our average income per month is $11,000.
That seems incorrect.
But there was a lot of overtime in here.
Yeah, I guess.
And stuff, right? So, like, we don't want to count on that. My hope is that we will be out of debt a lot faster.
Yes.
Okay, so these are all of our guaranteed to come in. The next step would be overtime. Now, overtime is not necessarily guaranteed, obviously. Depends on if Cody's got it available at work and if he's in good health. And if, you know, I know for sure we probably don't want to take any in August, because that's when my birthday is. September, because we don't want to miss Gunner's birthday. And December, because it's Christmas.
Yeah. There is...
Oh, never mind. You're gone for Gunner's birthday and my birthday anyways.
Yeah.
So
there's very likely to be overtime in April. And basically starting next shift, I'm going to pop into the super's office and just be like, I work 21s from now on. Plan accordingly. And see how that goes. Traditionally and historically where I work, they're not great at just sending people home. Like, if you show up and work, they kind of just pay you. So the hope is that I can continue doing that.
now, each overtime shift should be an extra $3,000. But again, we're under committing our money here.
Yeah, because what did we decide we were going to do there with the money for the overtime shift? It was like 5% to me, 5% to you, and the rest to...
Oh yeah, that is what we were going to do, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
3,000 minus...
I literally just finished talking about it, babe.
Sorry, 10% equals, so 2,700. I put 2,500 in. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll leave it like that.
We'll make that work.
Okay, so that brings us up to May of next year. That's it for one in April. And when do you think another one might be?
I genuinely don't know. It'll be as often as I can get them. If I can, I'd for sure like to get him the extra paycheck months, just because I think that would be fun.
Okay, so maybe instead of saying the month, where did I just put that? How many overtime shifts in the year do you think you could, that there's a good chance you could work? 1, 2, or 3?
I could make 3 happen. Like, 1 is absolutely guaranteed because they're going to want the shutdown, and then they crop up throughout the year.
Yeah, because I think last year you did 4 or 5.
6.
See, and this is why I'm kicking ourselves, because I'm like, we would have been out of debt.
Mm-hmm.
And instead we spent the money.
Yeah.
So
we didn't even spend the money. We burnt the money. It's not like we have cool shit to show for the money we spent, you know. It's not like a dope studio or like a computer setup or like a nice camera situation or like a new car or things like that. It's just... I mean, it was experiences, I suppose, and things we enjoyed, but it was a lot of turn and burn that we just didn't really need to do.
Okay, so I've got 1 in April, 1 in June, and we'll say maybe another 1 in July. Obviously, the dates could change.
Mm-hmm.
That puts us in... How come that didn't change that date at all? You notice that?
Yeah.
April 15th, 2026. April 15th, 2026.
May 15th.
I think it's because of that tax refund here that takes off a good chunk of it. Okay, so maybe we only need 2 overtime shifts to really make a difference.
OT shit too?
I mean, they are kind of shitty.
They are.
Okay. May... The timing of it doesn't make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I can adjust it as they come up throughout the year. What if we add in a 4th one? Does that make a difference? Because if we can pay it off sooner, then that means that tax refund next year is all free money.
That'd be pretty rad.
That we can just like invest or buy some new furniture. Yeah, see? So 4 overtime shifts is what it would take.
4 overtime shifts, and our Christmas present to ourselves is our last debt payment, basically, which is pretty freaking dope.
That would be.
I'd be pumped about that, yeah. So personally, I'm going to be shooting for about 6 OT shifts this year because I think that would be just really gangster. It would suck, but I did it last year. No reason I can't do it this year.
It did suck having you gone, especially when there were those like 2 or 3 months. I think it was 3 months back to back.
4.
Really?
Yeah. I did an OT shift, did a normal 7-day shift, I did an OT shift, I did a normal 7-day shift, and then I banged out 4.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard having Cody gone so long, so many times in a row, because that means in 4 months, he's only home for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that being said, even working a consistent 3 weeks on, 1 week off, I'm still home more in that 1 week off than I would be if I was like working somewhere home. And the family gets the better of me than just, 2 hours at the end of the day where the kids are getting ready for bed and everyone's emotional. And I hate everyone because I had to drive in rush hour twice and go work with a bunch of idiots. I hate doing shit I don't like.
See where we have like the big extra payments in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's doing the debt avalanche, which means we're doing the car first.
Mm-hmm.
11 months to be debt free.
Mm-hmm. We can do it.
Save $4,000 in interest and pay.
I like saving interest because I hate banks.
Yeah. Fuck them banks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is our plan. Again, nothing ever goes according to plan, but we're going to try.
Yeah, no plan ever survives first contact with the enemy.
And again, here we've got, it tells us what we're putting money towards. So if I go through here, we have all of our payments, and then there's that overtime shift in May. And we've got our overtime shift in June, and our overtime shift in July, and our no overtime shift there. What's interesting is I think October is supposed to have a carbon tax rebate. Is that reflected in here? Next one would be, oh yeah, so that one's got the carbon tax thrown into it.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's saying that we will have the car loan paid off by October before Halloween, which would be amazing. And then the consumer proposal in January.
Nice.
So that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. Could find a way to make that life work. Is that it?
That's it. That's our plan.
Yeah.
Should we do some monthly updates? Do you guys want to see monthly updates of me coming in here every month and putting in what we actually put towards our debt?
I think that'd be a great accountability tool for us. Maybe we can include that for the members only or something.
The only downside is that only you have access to the car loan. So I can put money into the TD account, but you will have to remember to log in and transfer the extra money over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see my way clear to make that happen.
Cool. It's a plan, Stan. Just to a debt-free 2025. If we actually pulled this off before the end of the year, I would be very surprised. But we could try.
Well, if we can get our vitamins and supplements stocked up in such a way that I don't run out while I'm up at work, I can definitely see my way clear to make that happen.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all we got
all
for
right,
you guys.
We'll leave you here, guys. So, as always, if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it twice. Ring the bell if you haven't. Subscribe if 62% of you haven't. Get with the program. Be awesome like the rest of the people that have subscribed. All, 2,000 of them?
We're almost at 2,100.
Yeah, 2,100 people have subscribed.
Almost.
And the rest of you just aren't as cool as them.
I think we're at
fix it.
2,084 right now.
Yeah, but we'll leave you here, guys. So thanks for coming along. We love you very much. We'll see you on the next one. And is it payday yet? Bye.